Danny.
Hi.
Welcome to another Orton Gillingham lesson.
Okay.
Today we are going to learn a new phoneme and we are going to add a new red word to our deck. So as we're working through the lesson today, I just want you to fill out this worksheet.
Okay.
Let's start with our old review. This is from 2 lessons ago. So what does this phoneme say?
Shh.
Yes, SH says shh. Do you remember the key word?
Ship.
Great job. Where do we find shh in a word?
At the beginning and at the end.
Great job. And don't forget to fill out, you can write SH.
Ship.
Great job. All right, what rule or pattern does shh follow?
The H brothers pattern.
Great. Do you know what the H brothers are?
Yeah, it's when consonants work together in a digraph like a family.
Great job. It's a consonant digraph just like a family. And there are 4 of them, and we have learned the first one so far. Is it voiced or unvoiced?
Shh. Unvoiced.
Unvoiced. And how do you know?
Because when I touch my throat, I can't feel the vibration.
Great job. So you could circle. Let's spell a few words. The first word I want you to spell is mash. And remember, if you need to use your finger spelling, you can tap one sound per finger.
Mash. M-A-S-H. M-A-S-H.
Great job. And you can write it right here. The next word is ship.
Ship. Ship. S-H-I-P.
Great job. How about shop?
Shop. Shop. S-H-O-P.
Nice job. Last word, shag.
Shag. Shag. S-H-A-G.
Great job. All right, now let's move on to our new review. This is what we did last time. So what does this phoneme say?
A.
Great job. A-Y says A. Do you remember the key word?
Day.
Awesome. Remember to be filling out your worksheet there. And where do we find A in words?
At the end.
And what pattern does it follow?
It follows the clover pattern, where 2 vowels work together to make one sound, like
Great.
a team.
Great job. It's the vowel team. So yes, 2 vowels work together. So we've already learned in this clover pattern the C and the O, the closed vowel, the closed syllable and the open syllable. And now we're on to this vowel team. So great job. Is it voiced or unvoiced?
Day. Voiced.
Great job. I
Feel it
noticed.
in my throat.
I love that. It is voiced. All right. Let's read a few A words.
Say, may, way, day, hay, clay, gray, and stay.
Nice job. So remember, if you're finger tapping, you're going to do S, A, M, A, W, A. Why don't we try that again?
Okay. S-A.
Great job.
Say. M-A. W-A. D-A. Is that good, or should I do all of them?
I would do all of them just for practice.
A. K-U-A. G-R-A. S
box here. Let's spell some words.
Okay.
The first word, ray.
A. R-A-Y.
Great job. I like how you did your finger spelling. Pay.
A. Pay. P-A-Y.
Lay.
L-A. L-A-Y.
Bay.
B-A. B-A-Y.
Awesome. Tray.
T-R-A. T-R-A-Y.
Last word, glay.
G-L-A. Glay. G-L-A-Y.
Have you ever heard of a glay?
I don't think so.
Nope, that's a nonsense word. Do you remember why we learned the nonsense words?
To practice spelling rules and letter sounds.
Awesome. All right, let's check your words. Ray, pay, lay, bay, tray, and glay. And just like you said, AY is at the end of all the words.
See that?
Great job. All right, we are moving on to the visual drill. So remember the visual drill, you will see the letter and then say the sounds. And there are a few sounds that might have more than one, but you can do it. So you're gonna see the letter, say the sound. And if the letter makes more than one sound, please tell me.
S or Z.
Great job. First one right off the bat.
D. E or E. G. A or A. I or I. K. F. Qu. L. V. B. A.
Do you remember the rule that AY follows?
I think it's the Clover rule.
Great job. We're two vowels working together to say one sound.
Z. N. O or A. K. P. Y. X. J. Sh.
Ooh. Do you remember your key word for this?
Ship.
Great job.
Ooh makes 3 sounds. Ooh,
Look at you.
And U.
Great job, Danny. That's it for the visual drill. Let's move on to the auditory drill. So I will say the sound and you will repeat the sound and then write the letter in the box here.
Okay.
Okay, get my sheet here. All right, and if you would like, you could watch my mouth for correct letter sound pronunciation. All right, first one. O,
O.
X.
X. X.
Nice job. W,
W. W.
O,
O.
T,
T. T.
D,
D. D.
E,
E.
Y,
Y. Y.
I,
I.
V,
V.
B,
B. B.
K.
K. C or K.
Nice job, C or K, you're right.
H.
Ooh,
Ooh. U. J.
I,
I.
G,
G.
Qu,
Q. P.
Ah.
O.
Mm-hmm. Like octopus. Great job. A.
Or also AY.
Nice job. You remembered the sound we just learned.
F. E. S.
Sh.
SH.
Do you remember the ruler pattern?
H brothers.
Great. Do you remember how many H brothers there are?
4.
Just like 4 Pearson boys.
A. M. R. N. U.
Z.
Z. That could be Z or S.
Do you remember the flower that has the Z sound in it?
Zinnias?
Well, that starts with this. Okay, starts with a Z, but it has an S. Sorry, I should have said it. A flower that has an S in it, but it sounds like Z. It's one of my favorite flowers, and you can get a bouquet of red
Roses?
roses. So the S in ROSE sounds like Z. All right, last one.
U.
Great job. Compare my notes. Nice job, Danny. All right. Oopsies. Okay, we are moving on to the blending drill.
Okay.
Your favorite drill where you get to tap each sound and then drag to say the word.
Okay.
All right, why don't you grab that placemat there? Okay. So you are going to tap each sound and then drag your finger across to say the whole word.
Got it.
And I don't want you to get tricked because you might see some open vowel, open syllable words or closed syllable words.
Okay.
All right, first word.
P. Whoop.
Great job.
X. Tux. I. Tie.
Awesome. So how did you know that this was tie instead of t?
Because it looks like an open vowel. There's no letter after the I.
Great job.
P. Tip.
Do you notice anything?
Yeah, there's a consonant after the I this time.
Great. So the I became what kind of I?
A short I.
A short I. Great job.
A. Tay.
Tay. And tay rhymes with your keyword for AY, which was
Day.
nice job.
A. Ray. A. Lay. G. Shug. G. Hug. He. Hesh.
Hash. So you've seen SH at the beginning and at the end. Do you remember your keyword for sh?
ship.
Great job.
Lash. Lash. Mesh. Me.
Another opened or closed syllable word?
Looks open.
Great job, it is open.
Mep.
How about mep?
Closed.
Closed. So you said the short vowel. Great job.
Shot. Shot. Zay. Shab. Shab. Shay.
Wow, there were a lot of words with the sh phoneme. Great job. All right. We are moving right along. So our new phoneme this week is k. CK says k. Can you repeat that?
CK says k.
Nice job. So you can either use the placemat or we could grab the sand here. And I want you to trace in the sand, or what would you call this? Flavored sugar? Sand? Whatever you think it is. I want you to write CK K. CK K.
K. C. K.
Why don't we do it one more time?
C. K.
Great job. All right. So the mouth placement for the k phoneme is produced by placing your tongue kind of up in the roof of your mouth behind your teeth and then opening your mouth slightly. You can kind of feel it. And a little bit of air comes through. Can you feel your tongue up there behind your teeth?
Mm-hmm. Can.
Awesome. All right. The key word is
Duck.
what does
Duck.
a duck say?
Quack.
And where do we find k in words?
Well, it's at the end of duck, so I think at the end.
Great job. So let's remember to be filling out. Is it raining out there?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. The rule for k. Do you remember the rule?
I do. It's the soldier rule.
Can you tell me a little bit about the soldier rule?
Yeah. It's when a CK comes at the end of a word after a vowel. And the C is the soldier who silently protects the long vowel or the short vowel from the big K at the end of the word.
Yeah, you're right. That's a hard rule to remember. Yeah, so in a one syllable word with a short vowel that ends in k, we're going to use CK. The C is the soldier. Don't get too distracted by the rain. The C is the soldier and it stands silent in protecting the short vowel from the K. So right here you can write soldier or just S if you can't spell soldier. And is that voiced or unvoiced?
Unvoiced.
Unvoiced. Okay. In this box, oh, we got some of your pretty red sugar on there. I would like you to write CK 3 times.
C, K, C, K, C, K.
Great job. Nice handwriting. All right. Let's flip back here. And you can either read the words off the screen or write down here on your paper. And if
Okay.
you need to use finger spelling,
I'm ready.
remember to use your non-dominant hand.
Lock. Duck. Back. Sick. Neck. Duck. Deck. Pick. Pack.
Awesome. And again, where do you see the k?
At the end of the words.
Great job. All right, are you ready to spell a few words? Let's go back to this box up here. And you are going to spell the word tick.
Tick.
Great job using your finger spelling.
Tick.
Rack.
Rack.
Deck.
Deck.
Back.
Back. Back. Back.
How about kick?
Kick.
How come you didn't put a CKICK?
Because that's at the beginning of the word, and I only use CK at the end of the word.
Great job. Last one. Ooh. Quack.
Quack. Quack. Like a duck. Quack.
All right, you are right. CK at the end of all 6 of your words. Oh, I must have. All right, so we know that there are multiple spellings for the k sound. So the consonant C says k, K says k, and now we know that C and K say k, and that comes at the end of words. So we use the CK for word 1 syllable short vowel words.
Yep, I think I understand.
Great. All right, one more time. We're going to trace it. So you know how to do it.
CK. CK. CK.
Nice job. Do you like writing on the placemat or in the fun
I
sandboard?
think I like the sand better because I
I
can
like
see
that.
my letters.
Great job. Okie dokie. Okay, one more time. What sound does CK make? K. CK does say k. Is it voiced or unvoiced?
Unvoiced.
And where do we find k in a word?
At the end of the word.
Mm-hmm. And do you remember our keyword?
Duck.
Duck. Oopsies, I'm sorry. Tried to skip it so you didn't have to say it again. What rule does it follow?
Follows the soldier rule.
The soldier rule. Do you like to play soldiers?
Sometimes.
All right, it looks like we can add CK to your deck, and we will review it during our next lesson. Okay, let's write some sentences.
Let's do it.
Are you ready? Today I'm going to have you write 3 sentences. I have them written here on this card.
Okay.
I will say the sentence and you will repeat the sentence. And I want you to finger tap each sentence. So remember, each finger is one word.
Okay.
So if I said, I like cats, I like cats. Okay. So remember, I will say the sentence, you will repeat it, finger tap it, and then write it. You ready?
Yep.
Rick only had one rash.
Rick only had one rash.
Great job. I like how you started with a capital. You have some great spacing and a period at the end. You ready for number 2? Pay him only once on the deck.
Pay him only once on the deck.
Great job. Again with a capital, spacing, everything's spelled correctly. Do you see any recently learned phonemes?
Mm-hmm. Rick and deck both end in k, C-K.
Great job. Do you see any red words we've learned so far?
I think so. I see one and only and the and once.
Oh my goodness. Great job. One, only, the, and once. All right, third sentence. The rock is bad luck.
The rock is bad luck.
All right, every sentence starts with a capital. Every sentence ends with a punctuation. And you've spelled everything correctly. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks.
Great job. All right. Gosh, we're moving right along. Okay, before we get into reading, I would like you to read the words in this word bank first, just so we can kind of recognize some of the words.
Okay. Do you want me to sound them out?
If you think you need to, if not, just go ahead and read them.
I think I can just do it.
Great job.
Rock, back, luck, Rick, sick, tack.
Okay, are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to start with the title, like always, and track with your finger, please.
Rick had a cat on the gray rock. Rick had a cat on the gray rock. Rick fed his cat on the gray rock. The cat is sick and has bad luck. The cat went to the vet and got a shot. Rick had to pay the vet. Today, the cat is not sick and is on the gray rock.
Great job. Now I want you to read it one more time with maybe, you did a really great job reading it fluently, maybe just with like a little bit more expression.
I'll try. Rick had a cat on the gray rock. Rick had a cat on the gray rock. Rick fed his cat on the gray rock. The cat is sick and has bad luck. The cat went to the vet and got a shot. Rick had to pay the vet. Today, the cat is not sick and is on the gray rock.
You did such a great job. Do you want to read it one more time, or do you feel like you're ready to answer some questions?
I feel pretty good. I think I'm ready to move on.
Okay. All right. The directions say, read the sentence and fill in the blank with the word from the word bank.
Okay, number 1. Rick had a cat on the gray rock. The cat is sick and has bad luck.
Sad.
Rick had to pay the vet.
You are just super speedy at those sentences. How did you know that this third sentence started with Rick?
Well, one clue was that Rick starts with a capital.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I don't see how any of those other words could pay the vet.
Yep, Rick is the only one who could pay the vet. You're right. Okay. All right, I have a few more questions for you. Okay,
Okay.
you have to really think back.
Okay.
What color is the rock?
The rock is gray.
Okay, great job. The rock is gray. Why did Rick have to pay the vet?
Because the vet helped the cat by giving it a shot.
Mm-hmm. Number 3, how did the cat have bad luck?
Because it was sick.
Oh. I heard that you have a sick brother at home. Is that true right now?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Bad luck.
Do you feel people should keep their cats inside or allow them to wander outside? Why or why not?
I guess I think people should get to decide whether they want their cats in or out or both.
Do you have a cat?
No. But I know some people have cats that are inside and some people that have cats that are outside.
Mm-hmm. It's their choice. What is a vet? What do they do? Maybe you could describe some of their jobs.
A vet is an animal doctor, and they take care of sick animals, and they help maybe sometimes deliver animal babies.
Oh.
I think that's most of what they do is take care of sick animals.
Yeah. Do you think you might want to be a vet someday?
Maybe. I don't know yet.
Wow. My dad was a cat vet. He owned a cat vet hospital. All right. I'm really impressed. All right. We are moving right along. Again, I can take this from you. Okay, we are on to our red words. And today we have a new red word. The red word is of. So, our new red word is of. What's the word?
Of.
Of is spelled O-F. How do you spell of?
O-F.
Great job. O-F. All right, let's look at our red word mat. Okay, so we just said the word. What's the word again?
Of.
Of. The word is of. Could you finger tap the sounds in this new word?
V.
Great job. Why don't you do it 2 more times just so we really...
V. V.
Great job. All right, let's use this marker here. On this part, underneath these 2 lines, I want you to write the 2 sounds you hear in the word of.
V. Sounds like U, and V. V.
You're right. It does sound like U and V, but we know that it's actually spelled
O-F.
O-F. The hearts above it means we have to memorize this word by heart because it doesn't follow the regular sound patterns. All right. Are you ready to stand up? We need to do a little bit of movement here. Okay, why don't you come over by Mrs. Pearson. And we are going to arm tap of 3 times. And don't forget to add your little oomph. So ready?
Yep.
O-F
of.
of.
O-F of. O-F of.
you to trace with your fingers of 3 times, and then you can choose either your pencil, or I would maybe use your Expo marker to trace it 3 times as well.
O, F, of. O, F, of.
I like
O,
how you're saying the letters.
Of.
Great job. Oh, don't forget to trace it 3 times.
O, F, of. O, F, of. O, F.
Do you think you have it memorized?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want you to write it 3 times in your nicest handwriting. Don't forget to say the letters when you write it.
O, F, of. O, F, of. O, F, of.
Great job. Do you think you can find OF in this group of words?
I do, I see
You
it.
can color that box in.
O, F, of.
Great job. Okay, this is the hard part. Can you think of a sentence that has of in it?
I think so. Red is one of my favorite colors.
It's one of my favorite colors too. Let's write it one more time, and then I want you to maybe write down the name of someone you want to tell about this new red word of. Maybe
Okay.
you could even tell them your sentence.
Okay.
Red is one of my favorite colors.
I'll tell Fred.
Fred?
Since
Who's
is in
Fred?
his name. Fred is my friend.
And your favorite color is red, and he has red in his name? That's awesome. All right. We made a sentence. Red is one of my favorite colors. Okay. Now, before I kind of test you on these words, let's put the red there. I just want you to read all of the red words we've learned so far.
Okay. 1. The, of, only, once.
Great job. Okay. You get to choose a marker for the next part. You are going to write your red words. Let me
Okay.
shuffle them up so we don't do them in the same order. Okay.
Ready?
1.
1. One. O-N-E.
You know what? You don't even have to finger tap, remember? Because these are those heart words we have to memorize by heart.
Okay.
But you did a great job and you spelled it correctly. O-N-E. The.
The. T-H-E.
Only.
Only. O-N-L-Y.
Once.
Once. O-N-C-E.
It's our new one. Of.
O-F.
Let's check them. 1. Great job. The. Only. Once. And of. Guess what, Danny? You get to put another check mark on the back of these with your Expo marker there. I'm really proud of you. These are hard words.
Thanks. Feel good about it.
Good. All right. Okay, we're winding down.
Okay.
The final review. Here we go. What sound did we learn today?
K.
Great job correcting yourself. Is k voiced or unvoiced?
Unvoiced.
And where do we find k in words?
We find it at the end of words.
Mm-hmm. And do you remember the rule or pattern?
Yeah, we called it the soldier rule.
The soldier rule. Soldier rule, one syllable words that end in k. We use the CK.
Mm-hmm.
Great job. And the C is the soldier, and it stands silent in protecting the short vowel from the K. Oh, last one. What is our key word?
Duck.
Duck. What does a duck say?
Quack.
Great job, Danny.
Thanks.
See you next time.
Okay.
Don't forget to practice reading this week.